I was sitting on my porch swing watching the birds. My nephew walked over and yanked the cushion right from under me. "Move somewhere else, old lady. This porch belongs to me now." My niece looked away quickly. I stood up slowly, grabbed my walking stick, and went inside without arguing. The next morning, a tall woman with a briefcase knocked on my door. She pressed the doorbell twice. "Welcome to my channel. I post fresh life stories here every single day, and I would love it if you could subscribe and give my video a thumbs up. Now let's get back to my story. I promise you'll really enjoy it if you stick around until the very end." That afternoon, the swing stopped moving and everything got super quiet. I was resting on my favorite porch swing that I bought when I sold my first painting many years ago. A glass of lemonade sat on the little table beside me, and fresh cookies cooled on the kitchen counter. The radio played soft jazz music, and this was my peaceful moment when my back stopped hurting and I could just be myself without doing anything for anyone else. The gate squeaked open like someone was pushing really hard. I didn't turn around. I already knew exactly who was coming. Marcus stomped in like he was the boss of everything. Behind him, my niece Sarah dragged heavy grocery bags. Her back was bent forward, her eyes staring down like she was sorry for even breathing. I didn't budge. Marcus stood directly in front of me, blocking my view of the garden. He made that snorting sound he always makes when he sees me relaxing. He reached over and grabbed my cushion right off the swing. "Get up, old lady," he shouted. "I need to use this swing. The porch is mine now starting today." Everything became really quiet. I could hear him breathing hard and loud, like yelling gave him special powers or something. Very carefully, I looked over at Sarah. She stood by the screen door, her fingers squeezing the bag handles so tight they turned white. Our eyes locked together. I waited for just one thing, the easiest thing ever, for her to say, "Stop talking to my aunt like that. This is her house." Sarah dropped her head down and started fiddling with a bag like something fell out. That small movement hurt worse than any shouting could. Marcus yelling, noise. My niece staying silent, a stab in the heart. A cold feeling washed through my whole body. Not anger, not embarrassment, just a clear, icy knowing. Working 40 years at the post office taught me something important. Talk means nothing. Papers always win. Got up. My knees made little cracking sounds. In all that silence, those pops sounded like a judge banging a hammer. Marcus already sprawled across my swing, unbuttoning his jacket and grabbing a soda can without even glancing my way. In his brain, I stopped being a real person long ago. I walked past him and headed straight to my bedroom, not to hide away or cry like they probably thought. I pulled open my dresser's bottom drawer, took out a zippered money pouch, and from underneath everything a ring of keys and a yellow folder held together with a rubber band. My fingers touched the rough paper inside. A purchase receipt, old but still good, a property certificate with my name on it. Owner Margaret Rose Thompson. The paper edges were turning brown. Its strength was like steel. In the mirror, I saw my silver hair in a bun, my reading glasses hanging on a beaded chain, my cotton dress, and my comfortable shoes. I looked like the grandma who gives out candy. That was my secret weapon. As long as grandma keeps the wolves fed, they act like kings. The second I stop feeding them, the king's claws become soft like jelly. I walked back toward the porch. Marcus had already switched on the sports game and turned the volume way up high. Sarah was washing dishes, choosing silence instead of standing up for what's right. I headed straight for the front door. My shoes tapped on the wooden floor. Marcus turned his head, smiled meanly, and lifted his soda can. "Going for a walk, Margaret?" He laughed. "Don't get confused. At your old age, anything can happen." I said nothing back. I locked the door from inside first. For just a second, I looked around my home, the painting of sunflowers on the wall, the rug I vacuum every single week, my nephew's back, my niece's shadow in the kitchen. I touched the bunch of keys in my dress pocket. The cold metal felt powerful and strong. I walked outside, shutting the door gently but firmly, like putting a period at the end of a sentence. Outside, the air smelled fresh and clean. I wasn't scared at all. I breathed out slowly, locked the front gate from the outside, walked down to the main street, and called a taxi that stopped right away. "Where to, ma'am?" "Plaza Hotel on 5th Street. I pulled out my cell phone while sitting in the car. My hands shook just a tiny bit, not because I was afraid but because I felt powerful. I scrolled through my phone to a name I hadn't called in forever, but I knew she would pick up. Patricia L. Morrison, lawyer. We used to work in nearby offices. Her handling property fights, me sorting mail and packages. "Margaret, it's almost 10 o'clock at night. What happened?" "I woke up," I said, watching the streetlights zoom past. "I need help right now. I have a court hearing early tomorrow." "Why so fast?" "My brain and my house both need saving." "Go ahead, I'm listening." "I want to kick out 2 people living in my house." "But your niece and her husband live with you, right?" "Exactly so." Long pause. She remembered me from when I rejected packages with wrong addresses. When others said maybe okay, I said absolutely wrong. "What did they do to you?" He screamed. "Old lady, this porch belongs to me now." My niece said nothing at all. "I left and I'm not coming back until both of them are gone for good." "I understand that's definitely being mean to you. But you don't need someone to feel sorry for you. You need the law to help, correct? The house belongs only to me. They've stayed here 5 whole years without any written agreement. Everything paid by me alone. I need official papers. I want to end their free living and make them leave my home immediately. You need someone to deliver the papers in person. I'll send my new helper, Diana Chen. She just started working. She's polite, professional, dresses nicely, fresh from law school. She hands over the news very clearly without being rude. She sounds perfect. We usually give people 45 days to leave. That works fine for me. And write a warning in the letter. 1 whole day to understand what's really happening. And when they move out, they'll have to pay me back rent plus extra money for staying too long without permission." "Understood. You sound very determined right now." "I'm hurt deep inside, and a hurt woman who knows the rules is very dangerous. Get the papers ready, please. I'll come to your office by 9 tomorrow morning. I'll sign everything before you go to court, then send Diana to my house with the papers." The taxi stopped outside the hotel. The doorman opened my door with more respect than my nephew showed me in 12 whole years. "May I help you with your suitcase?" "I only have my purse," I said softly, "and the pride I just got back." The hotel room smelled like flowers and everything was perfectly clean. A huge television sat across from the bed. I turned on my favorite cooking show and made the sound as loud as I wanted. I ordered soup and a cup of hot tea. I ate without rushing at all. My thoughts stayed at the house, but now they were completely my thoughts. I knew their whole morning schedule by memory. Marcus sleeps really late, grumpy and mean. He's tired all the time from doing nothing important. Sarah runs around trying to make him happy. I imagine my front door, the doorbell button, a confident finger pushing it hard. This wasn't a friendly visit for cookies. This was the law knocking. The first loud warning bell. I fell asleep fast and deep like someone who took control back. I woke up when the sun came up, took a long shower, wore the same outfit, but stood up straighter and taller. I went to Ms. Morrison's law office. Signatures, dates, address information. Every time my pen moved it sounded like a judge making a final decision. "Diana is leaving now." Patricia pointed to a young woman carrying a brown leather bag. 25 minutes and she'll be standing at your fence." Excellent timing. I set my purse down and sat in the waiting area. "I'll wait right here." Panic always remembers it has family members. The coffee from the machine smelled sweet like caramel. The clock on the wall went tick-tock quietly. Somewhere far away at my house, different legal music was starting to play. For the first time in forever, I wasn't running between cooking food and doing what other people wanted. I was just sitting and waiting calmly. 9:45. My phone buzzed on my lap. The show was beginning. Sarah's name was flashing on my screen. I let it ring 4 whole times before I answered. Aunt Margaret, oh my goodness." Her voice cracked into crying. "There's a woman here, Diana, with official papers. Marcus is screaming really loud." "What's going on? Where are you right now?" I held the phone away from my ear because of his yelling in the background. Diana works for my lawyer, I said calmly and clearly. Tell your husband to stop shouting immediately. Take the letter, read every word out loud, and tell Marcus. The old lady isn't available for his screaming today. But it says eviction notice, 60 days to leave. Aunt Margaret, have you gone completely crazy? Sarah, for the very first time in many years, my brain is working perfectly fine. Read the papers. Do exactly what they say. The less screaming happens, the better for everyone. I pressed the red end button. That tiny red circle gave me back my peace as easy as turning off a lamp when I was little. The office door opened just a crack. Patricia peeked over her reading glasses. Your niece called. I nodded my head. The show started right on time as planned. Diana delivered the official papers. We have the signatures and the list of everything in the house. Now we just wait and see what happens. I got comfortable in the waiting room chair. The coffee from the vending machine smelled like vanilla. The clock kept going tick-tock steadily. I stared at the moving hands but wasn't thinking about time passing. I was thinking about how for 5 whole years I made myself smaller and smaller in my own house until I was the size of a footstool just so I wouldn't bother their feelings. How I ate the burnt parts of chicken, leaving the good pieces for the king of the porch. How I watched my shows with headphones so I wouldn't interrupt their important phone calls. How I paid 3 times the electric bill and never complained once. I opened my purse and pulled out a paper folded into a small square. My retirement statement, the monthly payment from my postal worker pension, a few safe savings accounts that grow slowly. The numbers stood in neat rows like soldiers standing at attention. These numbers meant I could survive on my own. These numbers meant I didn't have to beg anyone for anything. Next came a printout of money I sent them, the down payment for their silver motorcycle, a gift for the young married couple, emergency money when their bike payment almost didn't go through. The reason for payment, helping family members. My hand shook sometimes, but my signature stayed straight like a ruler. The habit from years of work. My phone shook again on the table. Sarah calling back. I flipped it face down without looking. Then a text message from Marcus popped up on the screen. Come home right now. We need to talk seriously. No way, Aunt Marge, please just come back. No chance. I swiped the messages away like brushing crumbs off a tablecloth. Patricia walked into the hallway. Would you like some tea? She offered kindly. I want something different, I answered. I need to cancel the services in my name. Which services exactly? Everything I pay for. The high-speed internet, the streaming channels with all the sports games, the house phone, and the grocery credit card Sarah uses for food shopping. Not to delete forever, just pause them. I can turn them back on when my house is only mine again. She smiled just a little. They'll definitely notice that change. Yesterday hurt my feelings badly, I said. Today just makes them notice. Those are 2 totally different things. I took my small planner from my purse. On an empty page I wrote a simple plan. Step 1, legal part finished. Papers delivered. Deadlines and punishments explained clearly. Step 2, money part. Turn off everything I pay for. Let the king of the porch learn how much his kingdom actually costs. Step 3, silence. No drama, no explanations, just facts and truth. My phone vibrated again on the table. Peeked at it quickly. Sarah was typing long panicked messages. He's so angry right now. We got embarrassed in public. People were staring at us. Where are you? Let's please talk. I put the phone down and said absolutely nothing. Today my silence was my complete answer. Is there a good clothing store close by? I asked, putting my planner away in my bag. The Westfield Mall is 3 blocks that direction. Patricia said, pointing. What are you planning to do? I'm dressed like a regular grandma, I said, looking straight into her eyes. And I'm going to create boundaries. I need a uniform to show I'm serious. You're scary when you're this calm. Now, she said it without any smile at all. I'm just becoming myself again, I replied, picking up my purse and walking toward the door. Outside, the weather was sunny and dry. I walked with purpose, not glancing behind me. The store windows showed my reflection, standing stiffer, with my shoulders pulled back. My mind was clear and steady as a rock. Where to walk, what to say, who to call next. No feeling sorry for myself, no getting revenge, just creating order and rules. At the mall entrance, I stopped for 1 second, touched the strap of my purse gently, and breathed out slowly. First the uniform, then step by step shutting everything off. The Westfield Mall stood 3 blocks down the street. I walked quickly like heading to my job, shoulders back, steps even and measured. Inside, bright lights, pretty window displays, music playing from speakers above. In the women's business section, a helper with a name tag reading Keisha greeted me. Her look was kind, not treating me like a baby. I need a uniform, I told her firmly. Professional, serious. Today I'm making rules and boundaries clear. Keisha nodded once and walked between the clothing racks. She came back holding navy blue pants that go straight down, a crisp white button shirt, and a tan jacket made of cotton. In the changing room, the clothes fit just perfectly. The pants made my posture better automatically. The shirt felt clean and fresh, and the jacket pulled the whole look together nicely. I put on brown leather flats with a small heel that made a clear sound. The tap-tap on the floor tiles sounded like a steady heartbeat. I folded my old clothes into the shopping bag. Please donate these to charity, I said to Keisha. Let them help somebody else who needs them. I sat on a cushioned bench near the dressing rooms, pulled out my planner and phone. First phone call to the internet company. Good afternoon. I'm the account owner. I want to temporarily stop services at this address, please. Internet, streaming TV, sports channels, and the landline telephone. Why are you stopping service? Home repairs beginning today. The operator read me the required warning message. The signal would shut off within 3 hours. Monthly fee adjusted lower automatically. Second phone call to my bank. I'm the main account holder. I want to block the extra credit card under Sarah Thompson's name. Reason: safety and security concerns. Please reduce the online spending limits and keep text alerts only on my number. Finished. A voice replied. The changes are active right now immediately. Hung up the phone. My stomach made a little growling sound. Not from being hungry, but from nervous energy slowly leaving my body. On the second floor in a quiet cafe, I ordered mushroom pasta and a glass of cold water with lemon. I placed my phone beside my plate face down. Spoon, fork, breathe in and out. For the first time in so long, I wasn't eating secretly or rushing around. 12 minutes later, my hand felt a short buzz. Text message from the bank. Transaction blocked. $92. Grocery store. Organic steaks. Smiled. A short smile without any emotions attached. Almost right away, another message flashed across my screen. The card isn't working at all. Call the bank immediately. We're standing at the checkout counter. Everyone is looking. Marcus's phone number. I calmly typed my response back. It's not broken. It's frozen solid. The credit line and the trust both ended yesterday along with your porch privileges and your game watching. I put the phone face down and finished my pasta slowly, tasting every single bite. I paid my bill with my own card. It went through smoothly, like walking through the door of my own house without asking permission. At the exit, I bought a bottle of spring water, caught another taxi, and went back to the Plaza Hotel. The lobby felt cool, smelling like cleanliness, the carpet soft under my feet. In my room, I took off my new shoes, placed the keys on the bedside table. The familiar metal jingling sound answered with the calmness I felt inside. I turned the television on to a nature documentary channel and napped for 1 hour. My body took exactly what it needed to recharge. I woke up to the clear ringing of the room telephone. That sound rarely means nothing important. Hello, front desk speaking. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your niece is downstairs in our lobby. She's asking very urgently to come upstairs to your room, or she's asking you to please come down to meet her. She says it's extremely urgent and important. I checked the clock on the wall. The perfect time for a clear conversation without midnight drama and crying. I washed my face with cold water, smoothed my hand over the tan jacket, and fixed the beaded chain holding my glasses. The same woman stared back at me in the bathroom mirror, but her back was straighter than before. Tell her I'll come down in 5 minutes, I said calmly into the phone and hung up gently. I took the keys from my purse and put them in my jacket pocket. Today they jingled differently, like little bells on a door behind which order has been patiently waiting for years. I breathed in deeply, pushed the elevator button and stepped inside. Sarah was waiting for me downstairs, and not just her alone. The elevator doors opened smoothly and quietly. In the Plaza Hotel lobby, Sarah paced back and forth between the fancy couches. Her shirt was wrinkled and messy, her ponytail falling apart, and dark circles sat under both eyes. She spotted me in my tan jacket, and it was like she walked straight into an invisible wall. She froze completely still. "Aunt Margaret." She took a step forward and stopped 2 steps away, blocked by how I was looking at her. "What is all of this? The internet is completely dead. Cable television too. The credit card won't work at all. Marcus is absolutely losing his mind. Where are you staying? Let's go home right now. This drama needs to stop." "Sit down please," I said, pointing to a leather armchair. "We're in a nice place. We'll talk calmly and quietly like adults." She obediently sat on the very edge, holding her hands together tightly. "Aunt Marge, let's talk like we're family." She switched to a soft begging voice, the kind people use with little kids and old people. "He just had a really terrible day yesterday, but he already sent you a text saying he's sorry. Let's go back home. I'll make us hot cocoa. We can talk everything through properly." "I'm not angry or upset, Sarah," I said in an even tone. "I've made my decision final. The house belongs to me alone. You've lived there 5 years without any rental agreement. I'm giving you 60 days to find a new place and move out completely. Starting today, 0 services paid by me. This isn't revenge or being mean. This is order and rules. But he has to work from home." She got louder. "He has video meetings, deadlines to meet. You're destroying his reputation at his job. He can work from a coffee shop, from a library, or from his mother's spare bedroom." I answered back. "The internet, the television, and the grocery card were all paid by me. Not anymore. You're not something necessary for my survival that I must pay for. You're an expense that I've now closed permanently." She pressed her lips together tightly. "You're embarrassing us in public," she whispered quietly. "Everyone saw what happened at the store today. The card got declined." "Embarrassment is getting kicked off my own porch," I said softly. "It's eating the burnt chicken pieces while saving the good parts for the king. Today, nobody is embarrassing anybody else. Today, everyone pays their own bills for their own stuff." She tried to argue back, but we were saving money carefully. We had money put aside. Marcus said so. "Where's the money, Sarah?" I asked her directly. "Over 5 whole years, your savings should be close to $120,000, just from not paying living costs and bills. Where did it all go?" Her eyes moved sideways away from mine. Her shoulders dropped down low. "He told me it was invested in business opportunities, making us richer. He said he would show me the proof later." "He'll show you the proof." I nodded slowly. "Tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock exactly at Ms. Morrison's law office. You're both invited to come. We'll look at what your business actually is together. You called a lawyer against your own family members." She was testing me to see if I'd back down. "I called in the rules and laws." I replied calmly. "Family means respect, not, 'Get off the porch, old lady, it belongs to me now.' Tomorrow is about following rules properly." She let out a long breath and her voice cracked and broke. "If we have to leave, he's going to divorce me. He says if he can't have your house, he doesn't want me anymore either." Those words stung sharp, not with pity, but with ice-cold understanding. I leaned forward, covering her squeezed hands with both of mine. "If your marriage only stays together because of my house and my bank accounts, that's not family, Sarah. That's kidnapping, and you're the prisoner in this situation." She pulled her hands away fast like I burned her. "You've become so mean. Old and cruel and heartless." "I've become a grown adult," I said steadily. "At 72 years old. You're 43. You have a head start in life. Use it wisely." We sat in complete silence. In the lobby, coffee cups made soft clinking sounds. Somebody walked past us, looked over curiously, then looked away quickly. Just turn the internet back on please, she tried one more time. He can't work, and neither can I function. No internet at all, I said firmly. But your voice works fine. Tomorrow we talk at the lawyer's office properly. Today, complete silence from me. Sarah stood up slowly, fixed the strap on her purse, searched my face for my old softness, and couldn't find it anywhere. She backed away toward the hotel exit. I'll be there tomorrow. She tossed the words over her shoulder. Be there at 11 o'clock sharp and on time. I nodded once. She left walking fast. I watched her go through the glass doors, and only then did I feel the tight tension flow out of my body. Not losing strength but breathing normally again. I took the stairs going up. I needed the exercise and movement. In my hotel room, I turned on the desk lamp and opened my laptop computer. An email was blinking in my inbox from Patricia Morrison. Margaret. Papers delivered successfully. Marcus's work supervisors have confirmed they received copies. He's been sending angry emails to colleagues trying to pressure you. His boss was included on the messages. Written warning likely coming soon. Meeting tomorrow at 11 o'clock sharp. Both will attend. Sincerely, Patricia Morrison. I closed the laptop lid carefully. Rushing and panicking are best friends with fear. The king of the porch was already making big mistakes. I opened my phone, went through the settings carefully, and turned off the family location tracking app, the same one Marcus installed for my safety many years ago. Location access denied flashed across the screen. Perfect. My little dot on the map belonged only to me again. I took the keys out of my purse and poured them onto the nightstand. The metal made a clean jingling sound like a brand new beginning. Outside my window, sunlight stretched along the avenue beautifully. The air conditioner hummed quietly and steadily. I sat on the edge of my hotel bed and felt it deep inside. Order and peace. Not winning, not celebrating, just order. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, the meeting room door would swing open and 3 people would walk inside. Him, my niece, and the law itself. The meeting room felt cold from air conditioning. I asked to sit at the end of the long table. To my right sat Patricia Morrison. Neat folders stacked perfectly. Her pen lined up parallel to the table edge. On the table lay my driver's license, the property certificate, the official notice ending their free living. My armor today was simple and strong. A tan jacket, a direct stare, and paperwork. The door made a clicking sound. The assistant whispered quietly. They've arrived now. Marcus stumbled through the door first. His usual cockiness was faded and gone. A messy shirt. His tie hanging loose like a rope, purple circles under both eyes. Behind him, Sarah clutched her purse against her chest, her eyes glued to the floor like always. Please sit down, Patricia Morrison said with her deep voice like a judge's hammer. I'm not here for polite hellos, Marcus snapped right away, pulling out a chair roughly. Enough with this stupid show. We've lived there 5 whole years. We have legal rights to stay. I looked over my reading glasses at him. I paused on purpose so his anger would be heard by everyone. Rights are exactly why we're sitting here today, I said calmly. The house is my property only. You're using it because the owner allowed it. I've ended that permission. The notice is on this table. The deadline is 60 days from today. There's something called squatters' rights. He shot back fast. His words stumbled over each other. We lived there openly like we owned it. Have you even read the actual law? I have read it, I smiled slightly. And I worked with property laws for 40 years at the post office. Squatters' rights apply when the owner doesn't live there, doesn't pay anything, and doesn't object to it. I live there, I pay everything, and I object strongly. You're not owners of anything. You're temporary and very loud users of my property. Marcus's jaw muscles clenched tight. He turned his eyes to Patricia Morrison, looking for support from her. The notice is completely proper and legal, the attorney confirmed smoothly. Delivery was executed correctly. When the deadline expires, a lawsuit will be filed for eviction and recovery of fair rent from the starting date of the notice. This is totally illegal. Marcus raised his voice louder. She cut off our internet, our money, causing emotional distress to us. I'm suing her back. Internet is not a life-sustaining utility by law, Patricia Morrison said, not blinking once. If you want it, connect it yourself and pay your own bill for it. Sarah, tell her. He pointed his finger at my niece angrily. She's destroying our entire family. Sarah blinked rapidly. Her lips trembled and shook. And then silence filled the room again. I slid a folder toward her across the table. Let the paper do the talking, I said quietly. Marcus, for 5 whole years you said you were saving for your own condo. Nearly $120,000 in savings just from living expenses and bills alone. Where's the money? In business investments. He tried to smirk confidently. Trading, stocks, making money grow. You old people just wouldn't understand these things. I prefer specific details and facts. I pulled a stack of papers from an envelope, 4 loan default notices. And here's the trading account statement. Margin call. Balance negative below 0. Marcus lunged forward for the papers, but Patricia Morrison's hand landed on them first. Put them down now. Let your wife read them carefully. Sarah took the sheets with shaking fingers. Her eyes jumped over the numbers and words quickly. I watched the exact moment understanding hit her brain. Her shoulders fell forward, her mouth opened wide. One single heavy tear rolled down. Not from pity, but from cold hard truth finally revealed. 0, she whispered so quietly. Actually negative. Yes, I said softer but still firm. Nothing was saved at all. There were bets, gambling, $92 stakes, and expensive imported beer. All on my credit card that I paid for. I would have made it all back. Marcus got loud and defensive. The market is turning around soon. I just needed one more cash infusion to win. And that's why you needed my porch so badly. I raised one eyebrow at him. To lose louder and send me to my bedroom in the process of your losing. He made tight fists with both hands. The anger in his eyes was mixed with real fear now. I'm your nephew by marriage, he forced the words out. Family is supposed to help each other no matter what. Family means respect and boundaries, I stated clearly. You offered neither of those things. And you'll receive neither from me. I stood up from my chair. That single movement was enough to make everyone sit up straighter. My terms are these, I said, making each word clear and separate. 60 days to move out completely. Internet, cable, and credit cards will not be returned ever. If I hear any screaming when I visit to collect my winter jacket, I'll immediately call the police and file a report for making threats. We'll see how job interviewers feel about that on top of your work warning. Marcus slumped down in his chair like his bones turned to water. Sarah covered her entire face with both hands. The sound of the air conditioner became loud and clear. And one more thing, I turned to face my niece directly. This is your choice to make. Over these 60 days, you decide if you keep drowning with a man who lied and pulled you underwater, or if you swim up to the surface and breathe. I'm your aunt, but not a bank and not a free restaurant forever. Sarah lowered her hands slowly. For the first time in so many years, she looked straight into my eyes without looking away. But if I have nowhere to go, she whispered with a scratchy voice, you'll find somewhere. You have a job, rent a small apartment, sell the motorcycle, manage your own money properly. I've paid for my life lessons in full already. I gathered my papers into the folder neatly. Patricia Morrison stood up tall. This meeting is concluded and finished. Diana will handle all further contact in writing only. I walked around the long table slowly. Passing Marcus, I stopped for half a second. You can press the buttons of your own life as much as you want, but those buttons don't work on my house anymore starting today. In the hallway outside, the light seemed warmer and brighter. The air felt cleaner and fresher. I walked to the elevator and heard a chair scraping behind the closed door. Sarah's choked whisper. Marcus's short angry curse word. The elevator made a chiming sound. The doors slid closed. My phone buzzed in my purse. Sarah's name. I didn't answer right away. I took 4 deep slow breaths and only then pressed accept. I held the phone in my palm. For breaths and then I finally answered. Aunt Margaret. Sarah's voice sounded low like after being sick. I didn't get in his motorcycle. Where are you right now? Downstairs in the parking garage. He's screaming inside the bike, hitting the handlebars hard. I walked away from him. He told me to get on, but I just couldn't do it. That's good, I said calmly and steadily. Walk away. Breathe fresh air. Don't rush back to where screaming is waiting for you. He stayed quiet. I could hear traffic noise getting quieter in the background. He says you destroyed the family completely. Cutting off internet doesn't destroy a family, Sarah. Lies and screaming destroy families. Silence again for several seconds. Thank you, Aunt Margaret. Barely able to hear her. Hurt so much, but I can finally see clearly. Seeing is the very first step forward, I said gently. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock at Morrison's office. Can you be there? Can be there. We breathed into the phone for another moment and I hung up softly. The street smelled like hot pavement and summer. I left the office building, lifted my face toward the warm sun, and called a taxi. Where to, ma'am? To a nice restaurant, please. I'm having a celebration today without any toasts or speeches. By the window with a view of the river. I ordered clam soup, a fresh salad, and a glass of cold lemon water. I placed my phone face down on the table. My spoon made soft clinking sounds against the bowl. Sunlight danced on the white tablecloth. I ate slowly like a person who owns her own life again. My phone briefly vibrated once. A message from the bank. Transfers to protected savings account complete. Extra credit cards permanently closed. Change of insurance beneficiary processed successfully. Confirmation in your online banking account. I'm really glad you're here and that I could share my story with you today. If you liked it, show me by liking the video and subscribing to my channel. Let's see how many of us there are. Write in the comments which city you're watching from and what time it is right now. I'm so curious to know where all you wonderful people are tuning in from. If you want to support me a little extra, you can also send a small donation. I share new life stories for you every single day. And now, 2 of my most popular stories will pop up on the screen so you can choose what to watch next.